Have you ever watched someone else choose another person over you and then wondered, why them and not me? Hmm. Maybe you've been overlooked in your job, your relationship, friendship, and you wonder, why do these people choose everyone else over you? Now, when these things happen, you tend to get a thought in your head, wonder, why wasn't I enough? Did I not mean anything to these people? But I think that's the wrong question. It's the wrong question you're asking yourself because that comes with a certain illusion. And the illusion comes from assumptions, people assuming. Um, you just go off like better people get chosen for the job or the relationship that you're in, or whatever the case may be. Or kind of people get chosen, or someone smarter gets chosen. When in reality, it's much deeper than that. I think people choose people choose familiarity or is timing. Familiarity because people like receiving what they used to or being in what they used to. Excuse me. Timing because certain things require certain time. Whether people need space, whether you just feel like, oh, they just feel like it wasn't the right time. Then you get fear. People choose things out of fear, out of convenience, or emotional patterns. And things can get much deeper than what it's supposed to. People choose familiarity because maybe you get so familiar with your circumstances before that when something else happens or someone pushes you towards something new or a new experience, out of fear of the unknown, you choose familiarity. You choose convenience, something that feels convenient for you or convenient at the time. That's where timing comes in. And then emotional patterns as well. This one I feel like this goes a lot into relationship and friendships because there's a lot of things that can activate certain emotions. You know, when you're dealing with a partner in a relationship, people often say that they're a mirror of you. They'll mirror your shortcomings and you learn from that. But people choose what they're familiar with. People choose the emotional patterns they're familiar with, the things that make them feel comfortable, whether it's convenient for them or not. And a lot of this comes with a deeper psychology. Um, for relationships, or for relationships, example, uh, with friendships or intimate relationships, attachment styles come into play. We got the avoidant, we got anxious, we got secure, and then we got like sub genres. of say detachment styles. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And when people start not choosing you, you feel like it's something to do with you. Something something's not right with you. But it could just be an attachment style that they have. Avoidance. They avoid everything. Conflict. Intimacy. Deep talks. Secure people are obviously much more secure with their relationships, but they also have the downsides. And then anxious people as well. Anxious people tend to seek more from their partners. They want more deep talks. They want to solve each problem as soon as it arises. And and those are just some small things that can affect why people choose you. Not particularly you, but it's got something to do with themselves. But also, I want to touch on something I recently started reading about called confirmation bias. And this is where you have negative thoughts, or for the most part, negative thoughts. Your brain constantly shouts out negative things like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not handsome enough. And then starts looking for something to confirm that thought. And then one day somebody doesn't give you a compliment, or, excuse me, somebody doesn't confirm that you pretty or you handsome. So your brain is like, oop, see, told you. You're not exactly what you thought. And that is also part of the reason why people are, or why you don't choose yourself. Another reason why people, or you might think people don't choose you, is because familiar pain feels safer than an unfamiliar peace. And I want to get into that, but because people would rather suffer with what they've been suffering through and then take that first step towards growth, towards becoming better, towards bettering themselves and the mental as well. So by saying familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace, in order to gain peace, you need to sacrifice something. You need to sacrifice the pain to gain peace. And people have often become so comfortable sitting in their own pain that they don't care about getting new peace because they don't want to take that first step towards it, because it signals something new that they have to work towards, something that they have to battle inside, an old wound from their childhood, whatever the case may be. So, in a sense, your self worth now becomes dependent on external validation from people, from objects, from money, status, whatever. And when you don't receive your validation from them. You feel like they're not choosing you. And thus, talking on external validation becomes a paradox with that. Being valuable and being chosen are not the same thing. Be valued means that you offer something to people. You an asset. You basically categorize yourself as an asset instead of a person. When you're being chosen for you as a person as a whole, your identity as a whole, your morals, values, what you stand for. You get chosen on that. When you are valued, you're valued for you what you offer, whether it be money, status, cause, or whatever the case may be. It's not the same thing as being chosen. When somebody chooses you, they know what you stand for, they know who you are as a person. But when you are being valued, you're being valued on what you offer to them. What do they gain from you? But the turning point that comes from this is not why people don't choose you. Why do you need everyone else to choose you? And I think that's where the shackle gets released once you ask yourself that question. And that's where freedom is, in a sense. Why do I need people to choose me? Is it because you don't choose yourself? Is it because you don't see what you have, what you stand for? Or do you not stand for anything? So maybe it's the inner work that needs to be done instead of everybody else choosing you. You need to choose yourself first and foremost. So, in conclusion of this, I want to leave you with those questions that I just gave you now at the end. But I want it to end all by saying people spend their lives trying to be chosen all the time, but they forget to choose themselves. And they only realize this later on in life, where relationships could have changed, outcomes could have changed, jobs could have gone their way, they could have gotten promotions, whatever the case may be, all because they chose themselves at an earlier stage.